Week one of the football season also signifies the start of our AD podcast season. Hopefully, some new features to unveil this fall with our podcast. But to start things off, let's talk all things Sycamore Aviators with Athletic Director Andrew Ovington and his sports information supervisor, Alexis Newbolt. Good afternoon, both of you.
Good afternoon, Rob. Thanks for having us.
Yes, great. We're excited to have you. Um, School's been in since Thursday of last week. For those new tuning into the podcast, we'll do this every week. Talk about your varsity sports, maybe have some special guests. It's about a 10, 12, 15-minute show where we just kind of get the fans up to date with what's going on with the Aviators. And so if that sounds good, let's go ahead and get this show started. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Great. By the way, did the new pool get opened?
It opened, I think it was on July 28th. We did a ribbon cutting ceremony and actually teamed it with Carson Foster,
Sure.
who was a Sycamore graduate and swam in the Olympics. So we timed it with when he was doing the 400-meter individual medley race. So we kind of opened it for Mark Seeger and all the donators, and then had the race on the big screen in the background and saw him win a bronze medal, and it was actually a pretty cool experience. So yeah.
What a way to open the pool. So exciting.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Fantastic.
I'm obviously new to the, getting into all that over the summer, and I know there's a lot of hard work done with that over the last several years. So it was really cool for the students to get in the pool, and for all the parents and donors to see that kind of thing open up. It was really cool.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. Well, let's start off. With football. Week one, traveling to the Kings Knights. I guess I would call that a non-league neighborhood rival. Would that be fair? Because the school districts almost butt up to each other, I think, or at least they're very close. So a non-league neighborhood rivalry, week one.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I don't know how many years in a row we played them for our home opener. I know it's the last few at least, but I always feel like that game kind of feels like a rivalry game, and
Sure.
we know them pretty well over the last several years. So it should be a good game. Definitely exciting to go up there and get on the road and get things going.
Yeah, not too far to travel. A beautiful stadium. It's going to be a wonderful night to play, and so it's going to be exciting to get the football season started. Seems like the fall school year can get going once football kicks off week one. So it'll be fun and great night, and best of luck to the Aviators. Let's switch over to let's go to the pitch. Start with boys soccer, then we'll transition into girls soccer. Let's see, Saturday with Kings at Kings, and then Thursday this week host Springboro Panthers. So jumping right into it for the boys soccer.
Yeah, they had a really good game with the Kings on Friday. I think it was a 0-0 tie, and just really, really good defensive battle between the two teams. Another good game against Kings just to kind of open up the season. Always a tough competitor. The same with the girls.
Sure.
And then they play Springboro Thursday. I think they actually play Centerville tomorrow as well at home. So I know Coach Whistle, really, really important for him to schedule really strong out of conference teams to challenge us early on. So that's definitely a big part. And then our girls had a 1-0 victory. They were tied at halftime in that game, and then had a great goal in the second half and then held on for that win. That was just a great win for them. You could see them after the game just super excited about that win, just getting that good feeling to kick off the year.
Fantastic. And it looks like they host the Bulldogs from St. Ursula tonight at the high school. So that'll be at 7:15. So if you're interested in checking that out, seeing the girls soccer, head on out. Tickets and passes you can get at sycamoreaviators.org, but that should be a good one. SUA is always pretty solid with soccer. So best of luck to the girls as they get that rolling. Let's go inside, talk girls volleyball. Looks like they opened their season Wednesday hosting the Owls from Mount Healthy. Let's talk a little bit about girls volleyball.
Yes, the girls volleyball had a really strong season last year. I think they were, I want to say 19-5 overall. Graduated a lot of seniors last year, so it'll be really cool to see how they mold early on with their schedule and get them started on Wednesday. So I know they're excited.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It was an excellent season last year, so hopefully they can keep that momentum going this year. Let's transition over to water polo. We just talked about the pool opening up, and it looks like there was a big old splashdown over the weekend that Alexis was responsible for overseeing. And so, boys and girls water polo, how did that go? And I'm sure everyone loved the new pool.
Yeah, I know our girls were over at Upper Arlington over the weekend. I think they went 2-2. We got
Okay.
some good competition up there in Columbus, and then I'll let Lex speak to our boys since she was here all weekend, three
And she
days
says that
straight,
with a
all day long.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. I think it brought in a good crowd. Everyone was excited that boys water polo finally got to be home and
Sure.
in a home pool. So that was super exciting. Our boys varsity did really well overall. And I think just, having our fans be able to watch us play was super exciting.
I know in doing these shows last year with Mark, one of the issues that the water polo teams had was a place to practice. They didn't have a pool, and they had to go. I think he said Princeton or Mason to practice, and it certainly created a challenge. And so I'm certain that they just absolutely love to get done with school, and they don't have to get in their car to go to practice. And I'm sure it just that whole process has been so much easier for both teams.
Yeah, it makes everyone's life easier. Parents, coaches, players, just yeah, 100%. So I know they're all really, really excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, best of luck to them and their new pool and new home, and they can host duels and invitationals.
ESP
Fantastic.
Media is excited to be celebrating our 15th year of operations. We specialize in podcasts, streaming broadcasts, and website design and operations. If interested in one of our services, please contact us at 513-655-4966. That's 513-655-4966. Or email us at sales@espmediasn.com. That's sales@espmediasn.com.
Let's switch over to cross country, boys and girls cross country. It looks like everyone's heading to the Buckeye Invitational on Friday, which is great. Looks like the weather's going to be fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about cross country.
Yeah, so they were up there at Obetz over the weekend for the OHSA Invitational. So both our boys and girls team are led by Coach Shomo this year. I've known Coach Shomo since my junior high coaching days, so almost 15 years or so now. He does a great job just building a great culture there with those teams, and I know he was speaking very highly of both those programs over the weekend, how they competed, how they surprised him with how well they ran and perform in those meets. So just really excited to see how they do the rest of the year as well.
The one thing nice about having that kickoff at Obetz is I believe the state finals are there too. So that if you've got some really sharp runners that advance, that running that course won't be new for them, and it'll be familiar from the beginning of the season.
100%. Hopefully, we get a couple up there.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Now, this is the one sport that when we have our first show each year, their season's half over, and that's golf, boys and girls golf, because they practice all summer, start in late July, early August, and here we are on the 19th of August, and the season's almost half over. So, how are things going with boys and girls golf?
Yeah, really well. Like you said, they started, I think, on July 29th, I want to say, was actually the first official OHSA date. And then they play invitationals pretty soon after that. So they've already been rocking and rolling. I think both boys and girls are both playing in invitationals today.
Okay.
So they're going. Actually, myself, I'm getting ready to send out an email here the next day or so about GMC Golf, which those tournaments are coming up soon, which is crazy to me. So the boys golf championship will be on September 4th and 5th, and the girls will be the following week. So, but really strong performances so far by both. Our boys golf team has a really strong senior core group coming back this year under Coach Hiley, so that's exciting to watch. And then our girls team always very, very strong, led by Ava this year, who's medaled already in a couple different matches. So excited to see them perform.
Yeah, it's exciting. Hopefully the weather stays nice this week. The temperatures are going to be great, so hopefully they can get some good golf in. Let's wrap up this week's show on the hard court, talking about girls tennis, and give a little update on how they started a little. They've got a few matches in. Let's give the fans an update on girls tennis.
Yeah, our girls tennis program is doing great. I was at their meet or their match on Saturday. They played Ursuline and won. I believe it was either 5-0 or 6-0 against Ursuline, who is a really, really tough competitor. So Coach Teese always has those girls rocking and rolling, and just seeing them perform and the cohesive unit. Like a lot of times you think individual sports, like, hey, it's an individual, but they play really well together as a team. They're constantly supporting each other, encouraging each other. So that's really, really fun to watch from our girls tennis team. And I'm really excited to see how they progress.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Before we sign off, I just wanted to, Alexis, how is it coming back from your alma mater to work and walk the halls? And I'm sure Andrew's just so excited to have you on board to support his staff. But how is it being back in the halls of Sycamore High School?
It is amazing. Honestly, I didn't realize as how many teachers were still here that I got to learn from. So it's amazing to be back and seeing my old teachers and seeing them watching me grow, not only as an athlete but as a person, is amazing. And some of my favorite teachers just remember me and have stories about me when I was here at the high school. So it's amazing, and I'm glad that I got to come back and give back to our athletes and our athletic program.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure everybody's glad to have you back, and we're excited to work with you. And thanks for joining our first show and adding some great insight to it. So, well, first show's under our belts. We appreciate it, and we'll touch base this time next week. Talk everything Aviators and get the fans up to speed with everything that's going on. And you guys have a great week and go Aviators.
Thanks, Rob.
you.
Thanks for all you do.
Thanks for tuning into this week's podcast for all of the up-to-date information on your teams. See you online next week for all of the latest on your AD podcast.